southern style. This is my mini donut trailer. My generators are running right now. There we are right there. That's who we are. But my generators, I've got them running right now because I've had, the other night we was at an event, a Christmas event. This is, November, the end of November, and they do these Christmas festival things. And I was out, and we had the generators would start up and run, and we had them running for like 2 hours. Everything was running great. I know they was full of oil, but they sit there for 2 hours flawless, and all of a sudden one would die. And I was like, well, that's weird. So then the other one would die. And I'd go out there and restart it, and then they run about 30 minutes or so, and then it got later in the evening where every 10 minutes one would die. And the top one died like every 10 minutes. The other one would die maybe every 20, the bottom one. And I'm running 2 generators on this trailer. So it takes both of them to run it, because one of them runs 120 volts on half the trailer and the other one runs 120 volts on the other half. That's how I get, a 50 amp circuit out of it. So anyways, here I am sitting out there, unplugging them, starting them up, plugging them back up, and they die. Unplug them, start them up. I was very fortunate. That's not the only set of generators I got up there, and I'll take you up there and show them to you in a minute. But a while back, I bought a set of these, they're called AI power generators. I'm going to show them to you real quick. So I'm going to get back behind the camera and kind of talk about them. So anyways, I put these on this trailer. These are 76 max power and 6100, running power. Okay, that's the watts on them. That's not the amps. They produce they're really producing about 30 amps a piece. And I've got these wired up similar to those, to where they run. This is my lunchbox trailer that I've showed y'all before, but I've got them wired up really similar to those, except for I've got those hardwired through these plugs, and these are actually on just on the 30 amp twist lock, But the reason why I can do that on those is on the 5500 watt Champion generators. Those generators have a hot or this is hot and this is neutral. This is 2 hots. So this is 240 volts, where those generators are 110 volts. So there's a completely difference. Where this doesn't have a neutral on it, they have a floating neutral, so it doesn't work with what we're doing, okay? So anyways, you kind of see how I've got them wired up. I could show you more detail. If somebody wants to see it, I'd show it to you. But I love these generators. They've been a lifesaver. They may go down tomorrow, you know how things are, but I don't know if they can handle the wattage they say they handle. But so far, in a clutch, I've been able to, run them. Here's a little scarred up where I've taken it off and ran it on a kettle corn trailer one time, because I just needed one of them, because it doesn't take a lot of voltage or a lot of amps or watts. So I was able to take this one and run it by itself. But they have been really good. And so back to my story. Anyways, those generators on my donut trailer, we've had them for 2 years. They got 454 hours on them. One of them's got that. One of them's got 460 hours on it, okay? Well, I just do the regular maintenance. I've, not a whole lot of crazy maintenance on, just oil change, spark plugs, whatever. So they just started dying. And they ran, like I said, like a champ. They run just like they say they are, a champion. They ran, and then all of a sudden they just started dying on me. And I could start them right back up. They would fire up, run, then die. Fire up, run, then die. And I haven't diagnosed them, but I thought, well, let's start out with just a service, okay? So, anyways, that's where I'm at. That night when they was dying, I've got these long cords. As you can tell, I've made my homemade cords here and stuff. So I had this trailer out. We had to shut this trailer down because that trailer was booming. And so I had to take my cords and run off of these generators to run that trailer over there. And when I was doing it, that was fine, it worked. But you can't take 2 trailers out every time you want to run your equipment, So I'm in the garage working on the trailers, and I just got done changing the oil in them. And I'll show you, it's going to show you the hours on it real quick. For some reason, this will show the hours going on top one. I don't know if it's been out in the weather, but there it is, 454 hours. Now, apparently, shows like 28 hours. That's a lie. I don't know why it does that, but anyways, the generators they're running fine now. I think, honestly, I don't know what it was. I'm gonna let them run for 4 or 5 hours today, and they're wide open. Just let them sit here and run. I put some Berryman's B12 in them, and I know they say don't do that on small engines, but if you're gonna run it through it, run it. It's not gonna kill it, and if it does, okay. I took and I blew the block out of with the oil. I took my air gauge, put me an old valve stem in the end of it. Here you can see, and pressurized the block, the crankcase, and blew the oil out of it. Flushed it real good. Put a spark plug in it. Cleaned the filters. I'm getting ready to take my charcoal filter and disconnect it and run a check valve in. I'm gonna go get one. But I did that because, you know, it may have been the oil sensor. You know, it may have just been the oil. When I took it out, it was thick. I mean, it was like molasses. And it may have been just had the oil sensor stuck, you know, on that one up there, and it just wouldn't fluctuate, or maybe the oil was so thick it wasn't keeping the crankcase full. I don't know. My next thing I'll do is unplug the oil sensor. I really don't want to do that, and I'll tell you why. If you unplug that oil sensor, and I send my wife and my daughter out at an event, and the oil's not checked regularly, and they get low, they'll run until they blow up, because they don't, you know, they're just running they're running the trailer. They're not running generators. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not there, or I don't check them every couple days, you know, once a week, once, twice a week, which I normally on these generators, heck, I don't check them, but maybe, I don't know, maybe every 30 or 40 hours. I mean, they don't use that much oil. You know, when I'm doing a service, they ain't using any oil. So I'm pretty sure there's nothing wrong with the engines. I just think it's like a fail-safe that's done it, you know. But I'm in my metal building right now, and everybody asks me, they always ask me, how loud are these generators? I'm not yelling. I'm just talking. Yes, I'm right next to the phone, but they're not bad. And these AIs over here, I had a guy ask a long time ago about them, how loud they was. And those things, you know, I'll show them to you. They are quiet. I kind of like them. Push the button. Oh, you got to turn it on. I'll show you. You push the button. Every generator kind of starts up like that. You got to turn this on. You push the button. I'll tell you what I like about these AIs the most. It's not anything special. Is that they have a gas gauge on them. That's probably the best thing with them. You turn them wide open, and they run pretty loud. They run wide open, and they're not as loud as those over there. Those Champions are louder, a lot louder. I think it's not. I don't think they're any louder than the decibels, but I think they're like a higher pitch tone. Where these are a lower pitch tone, and I think it's because I think the motor on these is just a little bit bigger than those, so it makes it a little bit deeper sounding. But yeah, and these are just as easy as anything to use. But people have asked me before, you know, about those generators. You know, what do I think about them? Well, I like them so far. They've done exactly what I've asked them to do. These Champions, for the hours we run them, we run these things like the, you know, we beat on them like they owe us money. You know what I mean? And they do. You know, they're $1,200-$1,300 a piece, I guess. So yeah, they owe me $1,300 every time I take them out. You know, that's the way I feel about it. But we run them all. You know, this trailer's out probably on the average 3 days a week. It's out working. So you know, you got to take care of them. But I just want to kind of give y'all a rundown. I made a short video of what I did to them, and like I said, I just want to run them. We'll see what they do. I'm gonna do a couple of things. See if it makes them. A buddy of mine said, we're a little loud back here because it's open, but a buddy of mine said if you take this charcoal canister out, it'll make them run better. seems like just changing the oil and stuff is what it needed. We'll see. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.